am City Manager Doug Schultz with the City of Banning, and it is my pleasure to introduce our Mayor, Mayor Alberto Sanchez.
First of all, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes. My name is Alberto Sanchez. I am the current mayor of the City of Banning. Very proud of it. And first of all, I just want to thank everybody for being here on this great day. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I am City of Banning Mayor Alberto Sanchez, and I proudly stand before you today as we write a new chapter in our city's history. Today would not have come as quickly, and maybe not at all, if it weren't for the direct involvement of Congressman Dr. Ruiz, Raul Ruiz, whose tireless efforts helped guide the process in closing a chapter of our past in order to usher in a future of economic vitality and job growth for the City of Banning and the Pass region. For that, our council and our residents, thank you for helping us to put Banning back on the map as we look to the future with a renewed sense of hope and optimism. I would also like to acknowledge the dignitaries in our midst today. I'm gonna go and list them out, so bear with me. Congressman Dr. Raul Ruiz, please. Frank Ruiz, he is the District Director, Office of Congressman Ruiz. And forgive me if I misspell it or if I mispronounce it. Daisy Partida, Office of Congressman Ruiz. Lillian Averete, Office of Congressman Ruiz. Nick Caldero, State Senator Ochoa Bog, District Director. Dejanay McNair, State Senator Rosalia Ochoa Bog Office. Felipe Ortiz, State Assemblyman Wallace's Office. Itzian Gutierrez, Riverside County 5th District Supervisor. Rick Ramirez, Chief of Staff of Supervisor Gutierrez. Brian Lugo, Morongo Tribal Council. Jeanette Burns, Morongo Tribal Council. Doug Schultz, Banning City Manager. Lori Sampson, Banning Assistant City Manager. Lincoln Bogard, Banning Administrative Services Manager. Arturo Vela, Banning Public Works Director. Marisol Lopez, Economic Development Manager. Anthony Riley, Banning Communications Manager. John Garcide, Banning Media Specialist. Dan Hughes, Beaumont Cherry Valley Park District. Robert Seibel, Banning Chamber President. Ruben Gonzalez, Banning Chamber Director. James Staton and Jason from Hillwoods Representatives. Elizabeth Skips, City Manager of Beaumont. Thank you. And Julie Van Hook, Public Information Officer, City of Beaumont. Thank you. We appreciate you standing with us, supporting us, and most importantly, believing in us. As many know, there were various factors that led to the council's decision to support the closure of the airport, one which was recognized that flight operations had decreased by 68% since 2010, and only 3 airworthy aircrafts belong to Banning residents, and 40% of the bays here today are now unusable. This translates to Banning tax dollars subsidizing an operation that is no longer affordable to our residents and taxpayers. The City of Banning had attempted to close the airport for more than 7 years, passing a resolution in favor of closing the airport in 2017 and upholding the resolution on June 13th, 2023. The FAA had repeatedly refused to work with the city to close our airport, making this task a daunting one with obstacles that appeared insurmountable. An inefficient and underutilized airport continued to drain the resources of a disadvantaged community against the wishes of both the members of this community and neighboring tribal members. But where the FAA had failed to act appropriately, Congressman Dr. Raul Ruiz fought for us and led the charge to provide relief to the city of Banning, its taxpayers, and its regional partners. I would also like to acknowledge and thank Robert Martin, the chairman of the Morongo Band of Mission Indians. Chairman Martin had the courage and foresight to stand beside us in recognizing that the closure of the airport would provide significant economic development opportunities, not only for the city of Banning, but for the tribal land that is currently adjacent to the airport that was prohibited from developing due to the airport's crash zones. As joint partners in the effort to revitalizing this region, I can only say we value our relationship with the Morongo Band of Mission Indians. The pages of history will show an economic fiscal impact of the redevelopment of this land, with the potential to provide an economic output of more than $2 trillion over a 10-year period. Which includes thousands of new jobs, construction spending, and a new tax base that will revitalize, transform, and reinvigorate our city's economy in the past region. I'm proud to stand before you today as mayor, as a resident, as a father. I truly believe that the future will be a whole lot brighter for generations to come. Thank you for your support, for believing with us where today as we honor the past and celebrate the future. At this time, I would like to introduce Congressman Dr. Raul Ruiz.
Hello, everybody. Hi. It's a good day. Yes. It's a good day to celebrate an enormous accomplishment for the residents of the Pass area. I love tackling difficult challenges. I love pursuing and accomplishing what others think are impossible. And I love doing great things for the people that need it the greatest by bringing out the greatness in each other. So I'm Congressman Dr. Raul Ruiz. I represent you here in the Banning-Beaumont area in the House of Representatives, and thank you for being here on this lovely, lovely day. I'm honored to be here at the Banning Municipal Airport with County Supervisor Istian Gutierrez, Banning Mayor Alberto Sanchez, and Morongo Tribe Council Member Brian Lugo to advance the long-awaited closure of the airport that will open economic opportunities and jobs for Pass area residents. In May, the Federal Aviation Administration Reauthorization Act passed, allowing Banning to proceed with the airport's shutdown. And I am so grateful for Senator Alex Padilla's tag team action and inserting my bipartisan bill as an amendment in the Senate version of the FAA Reauthorization Act. It was truly a quick relay conversation. He understood the importance for his constituents as well, and we were able to get my bill into the Senate version, came back to the House, we passed it, the President signed it, and so for that, just know that the person who carried and put the bill into the FAA was Senator Padilla, and so we give him our enormous gratitude. As you see here, this is a dream team. This is a dream team right here. Everybody working together for the sole purpose of putting people over politics and making sure that we get things done that will be transformational in the lives of our constituents. Transformational in the way that will improve the lives of our constituents. So this milestone is the result of strong collaboration among tribal leaders like Chairman Charles Martin, city officials like the incredible Mayor Alberto Sanchez, county officials like Supervisor Istian Gutierrez, and your federal representatives like Senator Padilla and me. The city of Banning has subsidized the airport for $170,000 a year for decades, more than millions of dollars. It's been a drain financially for the city. And what has been the benefits of this economic cost for taxpayers that are sharing the burden on their shoulders? Well, with a 68% decrease in flights since 2010 and a 40% of its bays even unusable, the airport has become a financial nightmare to local taxpayers. So the airport lacks the necessary infrastructure and usage demand to remain viable. So I've long supported this closure, and I'm excited for Banning's future. Look, it took an incredible leader. It took an incredible champion. It took a person who's raising a family in Banning, who's fighting for the people in Banning day in and day out, who doesn't care about politics, who only cares about putting people over politics to make sure that they get the best deal for living in Banning and they can be proud to live in Banning and call Banning home, and that's Mayor Alberto Sanchez. I mean, he really pushed the envelope. He was consistent. He was persistent. He was well equipped by all the staff in Banning to lead the fight in order for this to happen, with one thing in mind only: in turning a challenge and a financial drain into an economic gain for job development, for better wages, for the community of Banning and for Beaumont. So look, this bipartisan bill represents a major victory for our community, paving the way for job creation and substantial economic development. The closure will allow the city to repurpose the property and open the adjacent tribal land for commerce that has the potential to bring hundreds of millions of dollars, and the mayor said over 10 years, over $1 trillion in economic development to the city. So what does that mean? Man, that means more parks. That means more infrastructure. That means more services. That means a well-equipped police and fire department that will help keep the residents of the Pass area safe and secure. And that's what this is for. That's the vision and why we accomplished something that's very difficult. It's not easy to close an airport, but we accomplished something so incredibly hard with the vision of the faces of the people that we serve, who will benefit incredibly so in the Pass area. So thank you for celebrating this significant achievement with us. It's been an honor to serve with this dream team, Ixtian Gutierrez and Alberto Sanchez. We're going to continue to unleash the full potential of good collaboration for the people of Banning and Beaumont. And as my daughters Sky and Sage, who are here, raise your hand, girls. They know that teamwork makes the dream work. Exactly. Thank you, girls. So now I'd like to welcome the incredible Morongo Tribal Council member Brian Lugo to the mic.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. We are excited to work with the city to create a new economic development corridor along the I-10 in place of the Banning Airport, which has ceased to provide any benefit to the region. The airport was originally built without the tribe's permission and rendering a portion of our reservation unusable because they are in the designated crash zone of the airport. On behalf of the Morongo Banner Mission Indians, I want to thank Congressman Dr. Ruiz for having the courage and the foresight to champion the closure and redevelopment of the Banning Municipal Airport. For years, the Banning Airport has been an economic drain on the city and our region as a whole. It was originally built in the 1940s without our tribe's consent, and the runway crash zone, which runs over our land and has prevented us from utilizing prime commercial development property along I-10. With the closure, the tribe looks forward to working with the city of Banning responsibly to create a new economic development zone, bringing thousands of new jobs to the area. This is an exciting opportunity for the tribe, and we are thrilled to close out a troubled chapter in our history by working together with the City of Banning for our collective good. Thank you again, Congressman Dr. Ruiz, and we look forward to sharing stories of our success here soon. Thank you, guys.
Well, everyone, I'm so excited and honored to be here in this really momentous moment for the City of Banning and the Pass area, where, like the mayor mentioned, $2 trillion of economic output in 10 years. That is just amazing. Let's give ourselves a round of applause for that. I want to thank U.S. Senator Alex Padilla for his leadership as well, and also for the leadership that Congressman Raul Ruiz has also done to really move this forward and advocate for the closure of this airport. But you know, it's more than just a closure. To me, it's a birth of economic opportunity for this region. So sometimes people will say, oh, well, you're celebrating a closure, but no, it's of the birth of an economic opportunity for this region. Last week, I had the opportunity to speak, by the way, at Banning Unified School District, and I spoke to all of their staff at a pep rally. And the theme that they had at that pep rally was, we are Banning, a community that cares. Yes. And I'm here to tell you today that that's what I see here today, that we are Banning, a community that cares. A community that cares to bring this economic opportunity, because like the Congressmember mentioned, this revenue is going to bring and support more public safety. It's going to support more road enhancements, right? We don't like those potholes, right? So we need to fix those. Right. It's going to celebrate more of a live and work balance as well for our residents, so that way they don't have to commute so far, right? So this is what it's really about. It's a community that cares, a community that it really wants to see better for this area. I also want to give a moment and a shout out to the development company as well, Hillwood Development. They are a company I've worked with in multiple cities in the past. They are one of those companies that will get things done. And that's one of the things that I really liked when I read about that Hillwood would be the development company, because I gotta say, sometimes these companies come and they don't develop. And I gotta say, with Hillwood, they mean what they say, and they will do a great job, I know that. I also want to just share with all of you that the county is here with the community of Banning and the Pass area to be with you every step of the way as this project comes about. With our Office of Economic Development, working with your office, we have many different grants for employers, and to help the city in any way that we can, we will be here for you, because we know the impact that this will have in the entire region. Like the Congressmember mentioned, it's more than just economic opportunity for the area and for the residents and people to do things. It's really to support those quality services that residents really need and desire, right? So again, I just want to say thank you to the leadership that's here. I want to say thank you to the Banning City Council under Mayor Alberto Sanchez's leadership. Let's give him a round of applause. You know, he has really championed this project, and we are very, very proud of his leadership. I also want to thank the city manager as well, Doug, and your entire team and city council for your support. You know, when I think about it today, I really see collaboration, as was mentioned earlier, and this was an example of collaboration of you as a city really working with so many regional partners in getting this done. And I gotta say, in my 12 years in government, I have never seen where an airport closed. You know, it's very, very rare. And so how Congressmember Ruiz explained how it all went down, right? I do gotta say thank you for everything that you guys have done. The city, federal government, county, everyone. So let's give yourselves another round of applause. So with that, let's continue to shine brighter. Let's bring more innovative projects, and let's continue to be the We Are Banning, the community that cares. Thank you.
Before I go into the closing remarks, I really do want to thank our city manager, Doug Schultz, and our public works director, Art Vela. We embarked in this in January. Back in January, we embarked on a little venture field trip to Washington, D.C., where Congressman Ruiz received us with open arms. And it was very interesting. We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into, but it was very fun. And this is what happened. You know, what was one of the actions that we took in order for this to happen. And again, we want to thank Dr. Raul Ruiz for his efforts and for receiving us at Washington, D.C. back in January. Thank you once again to everyone who attended today. And I can't wait to have a reunion of sorts as we meet again to break ground on what will truly be a host of incredible projects for the city and the region. In closing, I would like to thank Hillwood and Grandave Studios for supporting bold visions for the future in the city of endless opportunities. Thank you once again on behalf of the residents of the city of Banning and the Banning City Council. Thank you guys.